The plane had just taken off from an airport in New York when a flock of birds got in its way. As the birds slammed into the plane, one of the birds went into the engine intake and damaged it, and the engine died. And as the plane was lifting off over the city of New York, all of a sudden the engines no longer worked. Now, Captain Sully, who was in charge of the plane, had to make a decision. He had to make it fast. How was he going to get his plane on the ground? He looked, and beneath him was Manhattan. No place to land. There was a bridge, but it was pretty far away, and maybe there was a road, or maybe he could somehow crash land. And he went through the procedure, and he made a decision. He said, we're going to land in the Hudson River. And they followed the procedures. Everyone got in the crash positions. He took the plane, which was basically gliding now with the engines out, and he crash landed on the Hudson River. Well, immediately the doors popped open, and the inflation rafts exploded to hold up the boat in the water, but icy water started coming into the plane. Well, panicked passengers went outside those exit doors and got into the rafts and stood along the wing. And in all the chaos, Captain Sully walked all the way down the plane, down the row, making sure that everyone was out of the plane. Now, he was doing this as icy water was rushing into the plane. He didn't know if the plane was going to hold up or if it had been damaged so bad it was going to sink. He walked up and down the plane 2 times to double check and make sure that there was no one crouched in a corner, behind a seat, in the bathroom. He made sure that no one else was in the plane. And when he was for sure everyone was out, he was the last person to step out of the plane and wait on the wing. Now, many people know this story, and you've seen the Tom Hanks movie or read interviews, but it's an amazing story of a man who just did his job. As he talked about it later, he's like, I didn't really do anything heroic. I was just doing what I was trained to do. You see, all of us are going to have a time in our life where the flock of birds comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden the engines go out. And when the chaos hits and our plane starts to crash, we're going to revert to how we've been trained. We're going to revert to the habits that we built in regular days. And so my challenge to you today is not to beat yourself up for not being good enough, but to look at the person that you want to be. Look at Jesus and start following his habits. He spent time in the Word. He spent time helping people. He spent time praying alone. If we do those little things, then when the chaos hits, like Captain Sully, we'll just do our job. We'll be Christians who are loving and kind in a world that needs it. God bless.